Thank you, and good afternoon, everyone. Hello, welcome to 4 p.m. My name is Dean Stevenson, and the musicians have just graced you with that tune. Normally it's a quartet, but we're really lucky this weekend to have a quintet with the addition of double bass. So from this end, we have Stuart on double bass, Martin on cello, Will viola, and Lucy and Miranda on violins. Cool. So the piece you just heard was not today's piece. That was written some time ago. That was day 210, which gives you a clue that I've been here a while. The essence of 4 p.m. is something happens at 4 p.m. and each day is a new piece of music. So I've written something from a blank page this morning. Oh, hello, people. Lots of people up there. Hello. I've written something brand new today, as I do every day. The page was blank this morning. I filled it full of dross, and we're now going to play through. We'll stop and start a bit. So we're having an open rehearsal. Welcome to the putting together of a new piece of music. I don't know what it's going to sound like yet. You don't know what it's going to sound like yet. They don't know what it's going to sound like yet. We're all going to find out together. So we just heard a piece from a few weeks ago. That piece was written in one day. And then we'll play today's. And at the end of today, something really quite special, I want to play something. Actually, I broke the rules. I made the rules, so I'm going to break them. The rules are, if I write something one day, I can't work on it the next day, because I don't want you to see me develop something that's a bit boring. But last weekend I wrote something I quite liked, but I thought it needed a double bass part attached to it. So I did that in my own time. Thank you very much. So we'll play that at the end. This is the one I wrote last week, which I quite liked, with the addition of double bass. So that's what we'll do. It's an informal session. I'm going to keep the microphone on me all the time so you can hear what I'm saying to the musicians. Hopefully you can hear what they say. And if you don't know what we're saying, please ask. Let's have this an informal session. Throw some questions up that have anything to do with the making of this thing, or the musicians, or anything you like. Is that cool? Everyone good? Be brave. Ask questions. The idea about 4 p.m. is about the courage to do the awkward middle bit when you go, oh, I can't do that, either because I'm nervous or because I'm not good enough. Bullshit. Just press on through. Press on through. Press on through. I don't have a choice. I have to do something for 4. Right. Hello. Let's do today is day 236. By the way. You're welcome. Okay. So start with crotchets in the bass. Next bar joined by cello, next bar joined by viola, violins come in. It's pretty straightforward. It's a bit of a kind of running up a hill kind of a piece today. Who knows? About there. Nice and short and sharp. 1, 2, 3. Sorry. hold there. We'll look at that. That was fun. So that was just read off the page for the first time. They're very clever and they're very good. That deserves applause. They have just spent the week in a studio recording something very clever by a very dead composer, which is much more technical than this. So they're in good form right now. He's dead, isn't he? Yes, he'll be very old now.
So just to check, 2 bars before C.
2 bars.
It's just a courtesy note name for me to make sure I get the right one.
Yeah.
Good, thank you.
Yeah, when that many ledger lines, why not?
Yeah. I don't know which note I played, but it helps.
Okay. Thinking of questions. If anyone wants to ask a question, think about it. I'm coming back to you in a second. And if you're over there sitting on the floor, sit on this floor because it sounds better. If you're sitting behind the band, they're not even listening. You sit over here because all the sound's going that way. So come and sit there. Right. Okay. Or shall we? Where do we need to look at the bits of the D, don't we?
Yep.
D at tempo. Yep. Okay. From letter D, please. 2, 3. That's just a harmonic. That's just the.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
Just the A.
It's a
Sorry.
bit confusing the way it's printed.
Sorry, just an A harmonic.
You don't need the bottom note for a natural harmonic.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
Thank you.
Just the E,
Just
the
the-
MG
Cool,
thing
thank
would
you.
have been enough.
You see, that's what rehearsals are for. When the musicians say composer, the reason I often get it wrong is because I don't play these instruments. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. Okay. Let's go from F, please. Figure F. 2, 3. A second. Yeah, so you should be. Ooh. You're actually also at H still hits until 2 before I. 2 before I is arco. Arco means you grab your bow. Pits means you pluck it with your fingers. No, just short arco, please. It's the same figure but short arco this time. Yep. What's it say? Okay. Yes. I did. Sorry. That's because I. Yeah, scrap it. Yeah. Good question, Marty. Okay. Good. Has anybody out there got a question? Hello. It's not often you get to sit this close to a group like this and hear them rehearsing. Is it mysterious? Is it weird? Is it frustrating? Is it shit? Sorry. Okay, right. Okay. If you're hearing me say a term you don't understand, ask me. Because I don't want anyone to be in the dark. Okay, where did we get to just then?
Just K.
K.
Well, we got to L.
Yep. From K again, please. Can we pick the tempo up a tad?
Yep.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. There, got very Lassie there, didn't it? Very kind of Disney tear-jerking, didn't it? Lassie. Very nice. Any questions there? No? Okay. Okay. Good. Nice work. Let's go. Keep going. Let's go from P.
So this is straight back into tempo P.
Straight back into. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So it's just 2 bars of double bass holding the note. We can kind of just, I guess, the cellarando in those 2 bars before P. Cellarando is your fancy Italian word for get faster. I could just write get faster, but then I wouldn't look as clever. So, P. Where we stopped. At tempo. 1, 2, 3. That last thing is a car chase from a spy TV show if there ever was. Okay. Should we run that last bit again?
I was just thinking the colegnos aren't going to be audible. So we'll try
Maybe just for the room, maybe. Yeah. Okay, let's do it that way. Should we agree to do it that way? From a recording point of view, we do.
Yeah.
Collegno is a technique when you turn the bow over and you use the wood to tap on the string. But you're also noisy, we can't hear it. That's not your fault, it's the museum. So this time we're going to actually use the hair of the bow, which is horse hair, sorry, to make a note. And in a recording situation, which we often do in this room, we'll do a collegno because it's the texture I want. Speaking of recording, if anyone wants to know about what the future of some of these pieces are, some of them just kind of die and never heard of again. Tanae's, I don't know. Other ones, like the one I will play next, is from last weekend. And what we'll do is we'll come back here in some night times when the museum is quiet and we rehearse them properly and we get them right. So we have done that. There's a download and a piece of score right here, or a CD if you're old school. No cassettes, well, not that old school. Or new school, actually, sorry. So there's a double album you can buy from me right here. Come and have a chat, or from the shop upstairs, because some of them are really good. Of 236 pieces, surely you've got to have a few that are good, right? Just a few. But if they're not, the process, that's what I'm here to think about as I work and to get you to think about, is it doesn't have to be good. You don't have to be good. You don't have to walk on your knees for miles through the desert, repenting. You don't have to be good. You don't have to be good. Just be crap. And you will eventually get better, but just be content with crap for a while. You don't have to be good. You do not have to walk through the desert for miles, repenting. It's Easter. Okay, getting all philosophical. That's a good Friday. What shall we do next? Do you want to go from the top? We're going to go from the top, ladies, gentlemen, children, ifs and buts. Here we go. So if you've got one playthrough in you and you don't want to hear the next piece, which is very special, then I'm sorry for you. But thank you very much for being here. There's a live stream right here on this camera here. I'm definitely waving to Mum and Dad right now. You can see all of them. Look up Dean Stevenson 4 p.m. on YouTube and you can see them all there. Some albums, mailing list over there if you want to know how this is going, because we're here until July, so we're here for a while yet. And there's also a book coming out. Oh, fun. Okay, so we're going to play this through. You ready? Does anybody got any questions before we go? So many people, so few questions. Okay, all right, let's do it. Miranda, Lucy, Will, Martin, Stuart. Thank you very much. I probably planted something in your head when I said it was a car chase or was like running up a hill. Where did it put you? What kind of things did you imagine, if anything? Anyone? Nothing. All right. Okay. All that for nothing. Fucking hell. A hectic sea voyage. Okay. Nice. Okay. Let's do the Sunday piece, and then we'll finish with this one again. So we're now going to go back to Sunday's piece, which was day 234. Yeah, so I hope this works. Hope this works. Oh.
It's not from like 234, but I'll take it if you've got it.
234.
If it says viola, it's Mars.
Ah, is it version 1 or version 2? It'll say on the top in pencil.
Version 2.
Oh, you should be version 1.
Right.
You have version 1?
I've got
You play
one
version
here.
1, please.
Okay, good. Yep.
Just you play version 2. Okay. This should work. Okay, so this features the extraordinary cello of Martin Pennicker here. This is an elegy for a friend of mine who passed away last week, called Don. So here we go. Anyone have any questions? What's an elegy? No? Oh, there's a question at the back. Yeah, fuck for that. Yes? So the composing, do I compose instrument by instrument or all together? Usually I say all together. All happens at the same time. It's like a family talking at once. You know, the family goes together in the car. As the car moves, everyone's chatting together, making the story as they go. Usually it's, you know, mum or dad that kind of leads the family and everyone else kind of supports them, but there's always one melodic voice, the other supporter. This one particularly is different because I did write quite a few bars of a solo line before everyone comes in. I don't normally do that because I normally write everyone in together. But this establishes a melody, and then just when you kind of are ready for something more, everyone comes in and surprises me, because it might not be where you think it is going to go. So usually though, it's all happening at the same time. Yes, very busy in there. Very busy. Oh, another question. How long did it take me? Well, every one of these pieces I start at 10 a.m. So the piece we just played? No, well, these arrive at 4 p.m, so sometime between 10 and 3:30. So that's, you know, with an hour, with a bit for lunch as well. So that's 5 hours of writing. A composition teacher the other day told me that she gets her composition students to write a minute a day. Fuck, a minute a day? Try harder. Go on, yes sir. The visuals don't always inform me. Like, I wasn't thinking of a car chase. I was just writing a quick piece which happens to promote the idea of a car chase because of all the movies we've watched. That's it. The visions that we watch inform how we listen nowadays. We don't listen that often just with our eyes shut using our imaginations. We see things that we saw on TV. If I don't have enough time really to think about the stories and the people and the visions, I might just go, I'm in the city, or I'm up a tree, or I'm inside an apple, or whatever I'm thinking of, and then I'll just make music that I think belongs to that space rather than thinking narrative. Yeah, because that's... But having said that, there's usually like a fast and a slow and a fast, like the last one was. So it's a car chase, then, you know, a tender love scene, and then, oh no, they're still chasing us, back off again. Usual kind of movie mode, yeah. Good, all right, here we go. This is last Sunday's piece, day 234. Thank you very much. In the book by Stephen King, which is part autobiography and part about how to write, he says something in there which is like a real smack to the face. He says, if you don't write, don't call yourself a writer. So if you call yourself a gardener and you don't garden, well, don't call yourself a gardener. So we call ourselves that which we do. So yes, I might get more hits because I'm doing this all the time. I'm blessed with given this room and these incredible musicians, which I don't have to pay for every day, which is really good for me. But I encourage everyone to just make lots of crappy stuff and don't expect to shit a diamond the first time. That's, if anything, I would just say that. All right, and any questions now before we play today's piece one more time? Yay! All right, here we go. We'll play today's piece and then everyone's going to rush up and buy an album. Aren't they? Yeah. Well, that's one. Okay. Here we go. 2, 3, 6. Swing this time. Swing it. 1, 2, 3. Stuart, Martin, Will, Lucy, Miranda, and Dean Stevenson, thank you very much. Have a lovely afternoon. Happy Friday. Hope it's a good one.